What is going on YouTube? This is Acid Roots. So I'm going to review a 2012 mixtape by Se7en of brokeNCYDE. Basically this product is called Bubble Bass and Blunt Wraps, and it came out in the fall of 2012. Now this is actually Bubble Bass and Blunt Wraps Volume 1. There's a series of these as far as these pairs can happen. With the excellent type of appeal, it's basically brokeNCYDE member Se7en going solo as far as this pitch can have an excellent type of appeal within it. So look after here. Now this is more like a mixtape 2010s type format, more so than the actual kind of crunkcore typeness that brokeNCYDE particularly did throughout the late 2000s and 2010s, pitches like that, but some excellent type of appeal. That's basically getting like an emocore kind of mixtape as far as those fairs are going to happen, definitely within the pitch. Similar in fashion to folks like Deuce, some of those type of folks within the pitch behind. I'd probably say a couple other folks, probably like Curve and Drop In a Pop Locket, some of those type of folks in particular, some of that particular type fair, excellent within the pitch behind it, but basically just, yeah, the straight and narrow about it would just be getting like a crunkcore kind of, the straight and narrow about it would be just getting like an emo core kind of mixtape as far as what's first going to happen. So basically taking the sound, it has similarities to Roscoe Dash, has similarities to like a little bit of Yo Gotti and Meek Mill in there, some of those type pitches, just the format of a typical kind of hungry hustler type mixtape ripped out of late 2011, early 2012 pitches like that within some of those type formats, just the format to that particular pitch. Now this mixtape was originally on Datpiff back in the day, definitely worth lapping up within the pitch. And obviously nowadays Datpiff is not around, but Bubble Bass and Blunt Wraps within the pitch as far as saying just kind of the pitch that it is on SoundCloud. This particular project is on SoundCloud, and I question if you were to have an account. I do have an account, but I haven't checked to see whether or not you could download this. Probably likely that you could. Definitely excellent within the appeal as far as scooping up some of these within the aspect, because it is like some extra kind of treats within the appeal. So I recommend all 7 out of 7 songs on this mixtape. So good blitzing type aspect. This mixtape easily gets a 10 out of 10. I do consistently fuck with brokeNCYDE some type of appeals. It seems like they've been kind of quieter in these times. They might have dropped like a recent product, 2023, 2024, something like that, but it's kind of within the appeals as far as saying is some extra type fare. Now there are some other members, like I want to say like Ants and Fat J and Michael Mickle, something like that. There's like 4 of them as far as what's first going to happen. There's a number of these folks. I'm going to have to check and see. This is actually a mixtape. This Bubble Bass and Blunt Wraps is a mixtape I've had on the back burner for a good while as far as this pitch can happen, so I wanted to finally get to it within some of those type fairs. Just the pitch is something I was wanting to fuck with as far back as 2022, and I probably could have downloaded it off of Datpiff back in those days had I done it back then. But it's just the pitch as far as saying excellent type conduct here, so I look after it. Now there is not any guests on this particular mixtape as far as those fairs can happen, but Se7en basically handles it within a pretty awesome aspect as far as those tones kind of happen. Definitely within the pitch. So like some of these, like Going Down is a nice one here. It's like a vintage kind of early 2010s mixtape grind bop to kind of get within the aspects here. Just a snazzy night kind of kickoff, I'd have to say. Good alt single, like a good alt mingle as far as those first apps. So definitely within the pitch. It's basically getting like a brokeNCYDE version of something that would have been like a Yo Gotti or Meek Mill type tune within the hustle grit of something past like the hours of like 5:45 pitches like that. It's like the sun starting to set, just the Tibble type conduct. It likes some turn up in like a Datpiff type sense. So it's good excellent type appeal. Good emo spin on that as far as this first gonna happen. Definitely excellent aspect. Now I'm not sure what the singles were out this product. The Se7en dropped any. He may not have. This may just be like a bonus package because brokeNCYDE was pretty much in its prime around this time, around these times that it had recently dropped Guilty Pleasures pitches like that in 2012 or late 2011. Some of those stuff fairs. So it's just the pitch as far as saying I don't think there was too much of a necessity to have this be too much of a grand offshoot because brokeNCYDE was still thriving. It's just excellent type pitch. There might have been singles, not as full bound. Float On is a quality one. It's like a jury lounge and comfy kind of smoke fest. I'd have to say here, just some residential kind of homies and diva hosting pitches like that. I'd say just good for chats and gab as far as those pitches kind of happen. Toke fest, some of those particular type fairs within the aspects as far as those pitches kind of happen. Just looking after it, grab, bust out the snacks, have some good type fare. Gets the pitch, it just picking up like a good round of RV, some of those type pitches, and just really picking out some of those type appeals within it. But it's just, this is the particular aspect. This is more lo-fi in a sense, which is interesting because normally Se7en being crunkcore, some of these type pitches, there's a couple songs in here like Float On and Good Times, some of these type aspects that just have the tone as far as saying that they're a little bit kind of a change of tone from like the Tibble kind of brokeNCYDE type format. But this is just basically like something Mac Miller and Wiz Khalifa would have done. Mac Miller on like Blue Slide Park or Macadelic, some of those type projects, and Wiz Khalifa on like Cushion Orange Juice and Taylor Alderdice, some of those type ones, and Rolling Papers that I'd say was a good aspect there. Speaking of good times, it's like a cozy and pink glaze kind of out in the summer fashion, I'd have to say within the aspect behind it. It's like a different style for Se7en, I'd have to say within the pitch behind it here. Just some Miami fries as far as those fairs gonna go. So just getting like a good Miami-Dade type aspect, this easy kind of glaze type music, just a real cozy and just balmy type aspect, just an aspect of like some evening senses. Another good one for like the crest of it. This one's a little bit more just within the aspect of more kind of day drifting pitches like that. Not quite as sparky, but it's just within the tones for saying just getting some good type moments with those fashions. Pockets is a real blitzing type one. It's like a Liddy and pizzazz kind of turn up. I'd say here one of the tape's more vicious type tunes. I'd say with an aspect just like a brokeNCYDE kind of mixtape dance type song kind of get within the aspect. So yeah, just some good buzzing type dance noise within the pitch about Pockets as far as what's supposed to happen. Just something that typical type folks like Gutta Gutta, Lil Wayne would have done, like 2012, 2011, some of those type pitches, kind of in between type moments. Not so much in between in terms of the quality of like the aspect, like the viciousness, but just kind of more, this kind of aspect of some marination, some kickback within the venue, just kind of easy buzzing type noise, get some drinks in your system, some of that format. Probably, I'd say tell that bitch a little bit crazier with an aspect, and I would also say that Where I'm At's a good type tone for like some kick off, but Pockets just one of those type ones where just the kind of marinations pitch like that, just amongst the aspect like buzz type feel, some of those aspects, but it is pretty sparky within the tone. Where I'm At's a nice one as well. It's like a good mixtape stunt type song within the pitch. Just dope routine kind of post hours, I had to say here. Definitely some set off about that, and this reminds me of like Roscoe Dash, I'd say auto tune type hooks, some of those type pitches about it. Just real Se7en getting to some of those type vibes. He kind of does that with brokeNCYDE within those pitches, but this is just a lit type one. So it's just the fashion of getting like an emo version of like some early 2010s type trap within the pitch as far as those fairs gonna happen. The song goes pretty hand in hand with Going Down as far as those pitches kind of happen, just amidst like the product of yeah, Where I'm At, just some sparky kind of dap pitches like that. Just the initial conduct, some kickoff with some homies, some of those that pitch with them for. I get some goodies around the gas station, some of those that fairs. Just typical kind of mixtape trap within those pitches. Get emo spin on that, and Flight 7's a nice one as well. It's like a personal kind of in-between dredge to kind of get here to smoke a couple and like living room type fair pitches like that. It's a good living room bleed, I'd say, with the aspects behind it. Just some rumination, some of that fair. It's just local loud pack as far as those pitches can happen. This kind of miss the conduct of just one of those type of songs that's not so much about full bound kind of getting tore up within it. Flight 7's one of those type ones that's just not a miss. The full bound kind of social blitzing within those aspects, but still having a good time where just if you are going for dolos, just the pitch of it not being a full bound kind of bore fest as far as those pitches can happen. Whether it is just like a folk or two, some of that fares within the conduct, but just a little bit more calm centric within pitch as far as like having the good type fare of having some fun, but just kind of conduct where it's not, you know, strobe lights blitzing, flashing some of those type pitches, and just you know, super loud pack screaming and loud and all that type stuff within the pitch. But good type appeal, good nice one within those aspects. And then Tell That Bitch is a quality one. This is probably the most vicious song on here, I'd have to say. It's like a good get crunk kind of set off, I'd have to say here with an aspect, just some loud pack, just kind of like a brokeNCYDE mixtape stunt type song, just an early 2010s heat, I'd say, just real raw type one. So Tell That Bitch is an easy one to ride out to. Some of that fares just Tell That Bitch is an easy one to kind of ride out to. It's exactly the type of song you would think it is within the stunt type fashion. Just getting that, some of that type fare is just kind of a secret song within those pitches as far as those fares we're going to have within the aspect to get of just getting like kind of a secret song within the fashion, just getting some damage control within the aspect of just having something that's not within the commonplace. I mean, these mixtapes that are within these fields are just so superb within the aspect of just finding countless ones of these, just easy time. You have like some good vehicle knocking, this overall pizzazz for like a lot of outings and pitches like that. So just easy, just simple kind of loud pack for just more in the fashion. If you want to fuck with folks that are kind of, you know, just folks and finding some more folks once Meek Mill and Yo Gotti kind of get tiresome within some of those type pitches, extra type forms within those folds. So it's good type fare. So yeah, this is a real bona fide type mixtape here to be able to get. This is a real bona fide type mixtape here to be able to get within those fashions. I just say really like the appeal and this overall gliss factor about it. Just easy kind of dynamite and just kick off within the pitch. Just playing a shroud. Plenty of shrill type moments within the full bound aspect, like the blitziness. Se7en really goes in. Now the thing about it is to say with Se7en, he's kind of one with. I mean, you have to understand that crunk core kind of takes a lot of flack within those pitches for folks that are haters already or just plain don't like brokeNCYDE some of the stuff. It's just a pitch as far as saying whether or not this would be convinced. It's just kind of format of getting a folk that's normally within like the underbelly of kind of crunk core pitches like that. Some of those MySpace type markets, some of those type appeals, then throwing him on like a Datpiff type style mixtape. So it's within pitch a real blitzing type aspect, but this is very underground and within the underbelly of it, so you just have to, it's definitely worth the investment, but it's just kind of the pitch that the hate's going to be there within those pitches, but it's just something to pretty much ignore because this is some blistering type of appeal within it. So the social score gets pretty much like either a 9.75 or a 10 out of 10. I'm going to give it a 10 because of the appeal. It's some real good dynamite, the homebound type tunes within the fashion, like some smoke type air and hosting type aspects, or some good type tones, the pink skies type drifting, some of those type pitches, some good makeshift leftovers within pitches like that for the post hours. Just the aspect of getting towards like some loud pack, and this to set off plenty of dance modes on here, just like brokeNCYDE at their craziest. It's like brokeNCYDE at their craziest, so it just continues that particular appeal, getting towards that sort of just hammerness with an aspects of good type tone. So yeah, it's gonna get a 10 social. So in terms of the future, like basically Se7en has dropped more of these. There is at least a Bubble Bass and Blunt Wraps Volume 2 as far as those pairs gonna happen. Apparently he dropped an album in 2014, so he did kind of have like an offshoot of a career as far as those pitches can happen apart from brokeNCYDE, which is excellent aspects. It's kind of like Uncle Luke from Two Live Crew going solos, just getting some bona fide extra fare within that. So I just want to say, so brokeNCYDE is one thing, but I would almost question what the album by Se7en's going to be like. I'm definitely going to review Bubble Bass and Blunt Wraps Volume 2 as far as those pitch can happen, but I just look at the tone as far as getting towards the rest of these within those conducts. But there are more of these. Se7en does have his own rate your music page, so type of feel, so there are other products to get to. I'm definitely going to scoop up these tapes. Definitely going to scoop up these songs. I recommend you do the same as well as this within page. So that's the thing in terms of features. Probably there is more of these within the fashion, but yeah, this gets an easy 10 out of 10. Just a secret, very underbelly type aspect within this product that's worth the investment, and just kind of not something that sees a lot of sunlight.